Well, today, as we've mentioned a fair bit today already, marks 1 month since the Hamas terror attacks at Israeli kibbutzim and also a music festival sparking Israel's war against Hamas in Gaza. Diptyque Laurent is here with me in the studio looking at the papers today, which are assessing the human toll of this now 1 month-long war.
Yeah, that's right, Haxi. Let's start with the Jerusalem Post today, which is going with this front page picture here of the families of those still being held by Hamas. They were kidnapped 31 days ago after that brutal Hamas attack. This front page picture of the families of these hostages demanding that they come back, wondering where they are. Haaretz, the center-left Israeli paper, on its front page is also talking about the roughly 200 Israeli hostages still in the hands of Hamas. Their families are going through a nightmare, the paper says. It also uses this occasion to once again point its criticism and judgment at Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. This is one of many calls that the paper has made for the Prime Minister to resign in the wake of his handling of the Hamas attack and the war in Gaza, calling him an existential danger. From the Pan-Arab press, this is Al-Arabi Al-Jadid, a Pan-Arab London-based paper. It likens Israel's ground and aerial offensive in Gaza against Hamas as being worse than Hiroshima. In 1 month, 25,000 tons of bombs have rained down on Gaza, far more than that in Hiroshima during the Second World War.
And Diptyque, the environment is also taking centre stage in papers today.
It is indeed. As tradition goes, King Charles III, he's actually giving his first speech as monarch today, written by the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. King Charles, who has built his reputation as an ardent defender of environmental causes, will have to reconcile his politics with that of Rishi Sunak, announcing new oil and gas drilling in the North Sea. It's why the Eye today says Prince Charles hides his true feelings and delivers his speech today through gritted teeth as he announces the shredding of eco-policy from environmental legislation then to environmental hypocrisy. The British Sun today is pointing its finger and its criticism at Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. The headline, the British daily The Sun, headlining today on a scandal involving the couple who recently took a private jet to attend a Katy Perry concert in the US. Harry and Meghan, of course, are tabloid fodder in the best of times, but this perceived eco-hypocrisy by a couple who claim to be environmentally friendly is just too juicy an opportunity to pass up on, at least for the British tabloid. Decidedly, though, not all is rosy in the UK today, because the Times of London headlines on this protest here by Just Stop Oil protesters. This was at the National Gallery in London, where they vandalized Velázquez's Rugby Venus painting. They two protesters smashed the glass protecting the painting. This artwork was not chosen by protesters by accident. This painting was already vandalized over a century ago by suffragette Mary Richardson after the arrest of then suffragette leader Emmeline Pankhurst.
OK, well, Diptyque, we're staying in the UK now, where a terminally ill 8-month-old baby is at the heart of a legal battle, with Italy most recently stepping in quite an interesting way.
That's right. Baby Indy was born 8 months ago with a life-threatening condition called mitochondrial disease. Doctors in the UK wanted to pull her treatment, something that her parents are opposed to. The legal battle has been ensuing between doctors and the parents of this little baby until a rather extraordinary move by Italy's Giorgia Meloni's government, after an offer to transport the baby to an Italian hospital was actually struck down by UK judges. The Italian parliament moved on Monday to grant citizenship to baby Indy, as this paper here says, in order for her to receive treatment so that she's not killed. If moved to Italy, she'll be treated at the Vatican Children's Hospital at the government's cost, a decision motivated, according to the Meloni government, by, quote, preeminent humanitarian values.
And finally, from you, Diptyque, a job posting that went viral has now found a suitable applicant. A journalist with it's fair to say, a very specific beat.
That's right, very specific indeed. It is the Taylor Swift beat. Now, at a time when newsrooms are actually cutting back on journalists, it might be heartening to see that some are actually hiring journalists, although this posting was very particular. You have to be a die-hard Taylor Swift fan because the beat is all about covering news related to the pop star. This was a posting put out by U.S. media company Gannett. It's the parent group of notably USA Today. It was put out back in September. As you can imagine, the job posting went viral. A dream job, no doubt, for many Swifties. Well, this one in particular, this is Brian West. He's a 35-year-old journalist who is the lucky, successful applicant of this job. He beat out almost 1,000 applicants, including, I quote, Jezebel, veteran hard news reporters and at least one very established White House reporter. His application included some story ideas like analyzing the friendship bracelet industry that has really economically benefited, financially benefited from thanks to Taylor Swift, but also some surmisings like how he thinks she's sending clues to her fans via her fingernails. So there you go, some very hard-hitting journalist for this very lucky Taylor Swift journalist. Haxi.
Thank you very much, Dipti, with a look through the international papers today. Dipti Laurent.